Hey, hey, groovy people. This is the Unit 7 review, or at least the first part of it, for the 5th grade Math Expressions program. And we're going to start with item 4 in the unit review. Item 4 asks you to write 4 1/10, takeaway 3, using words. And there are a lot of ways that you can do this. The important thing is that the words reflect the operations in the order that they should happen in the expression. So one way I could write this would be simply to say, whoops, maybe not in all caps though, take 3 from 4 1/10. And you can write out the numbers as words if you want. That's not necessarily the purpose of this in the unit that we're working on. I suppose I might also say 4 1/10, take away 3. Oh, now things are looking crazy. There we go. Or 4 1/10 minus 3. In this case, this one's pretty straightforward, so no big whoop. Moving on, here we're asked to write an expression, so it's kind of the opposite. We have the words. We want to represent dividing 10 by the value of n, then subtracting 2. So when I think about that, I realize, okay, I have to take 10 and divide it by n. And that part would look like this. Divide 10 by n. Then I have to subtract 2. Now here's the tricky thing. When we think about order of operations, we know that we have to deal with parentheses, brackets, and braces, and we aren't dealing with exponents right now. So then we know the next thing we would do would be to look at any multiplication and or division from left to right, and then any addition and subtraction from left to right. And the thing I notice right off the bat is if I leave it the way that it is, I'm going to have 10 divided by n happen first, and then subtract 2. I don't need to do anything else for this expression to work. Could I put parentheses around 10 divided by n? I could, but there's no reason I would. And parentheses ought to have a reason. This should work the way it is. Moving on again. Now, our directions are to use the order of operation to simplify each expression. Now, I need to finish this expression. It's 6 plus 4, and then divided by, ding, ding, 2. So when I look at this expression, I have to say to myself, okay, order of operations. I have an addition operation I'm going to have to perform and a division operation I'm going to have to perform. I don't have any parentheses. After that, I don't have any exponents, and so I go to any multiplication or division from left to right. Well, I only have one of those, 4 divided by 2, so that's going to be the first operation I perform. So I'll simplify this from 16 plus 4 divided by 2 to 16 plus, and 4 divided by 2 equals 2, so that's 2. From here, I've just got one operation left, 16 plus 2, and that's 18. It's really important that we do the operations in the correct order, because if I go from left to right and I don't pay attention to the fact that I have to multiply or divide first, I would end up with 10. 10's not how this works. Gotta have the order of ops going. Item 11 has 18 take away, and then in parentheses 17 take away 8, and then I gotta put in my little division sign here again, and then divided by 5/10. So again, order of operations, I have to think in my head, okay, parentheses first. So I'm gonna evaluate the parentheses. 18 and subtraction, not in the parentheses. 17 take away 8 is 9. And I've still got my divided by 5/10. Now from here, I don't deal with exponents. Hello, we're in 5th grade. So I have to look for any multiplication or division from left to right. Now I've only got two operations, subtraction and division. I have to do division first. I save subtraction and addition for the end when it's not in parentheses. So I have to take 5/10 and find out how many groups of 5/10 there are in 9. And I can do this in a really long and complicated way, or I can realize that what I'm talking about is 9 divided by 1/2. And then I could multiply it as a fraction. I'll do it this way just for fun because we've recently finished decimals and it might be nice to do something with that. I can't keep a decimal divisor, so I'm going to multiply this by 10 and it's going to become a 5. If I multiply the divisor by 10, I have to do that with the dividend, and 9 times 10 is 90. From here, I'm just dividing by 5s, and that's not so bad. I'll do shortcut. I can get one group of 5s out of this 9. That leaves me with 4. Bring down the next digit, and I can get 8 groups of 5 out of 40. That means that I have 18, take away, and then I've already done the 9 divided by 1/2, 18. Well, that just leaves me with one operation, and that means that when I evaluate this expression, simplest form is 0. All right. One more of these groovy little expressions to evaluate. Here we have 54 divided by 9 plus 4 multiplied by 9. So now we have 3 operations happening for sure. Again, I don't see any parentheses. I do see both multiplication and division. So the question is, what do I start with? Well, I have to think from left to right. So I start with the multiplication or division that's at the left, and then I move to the right. That means I'm going to start with 54 divided by 9, and that is 6. Once I do that, I'm left with 6 plus 4 times 9. Now, I still have a multiplication dealio to resolve. So that means I'm going to hold off on this addition business, and I'm going to multiply 4 times 9. And that gets me 36. And now I'm down to, geez, probably first, maybe second grade math, right? 36 plus 6. I can count up, and I get 42. And it doesn't get any simpler than that. The trick is to remember the order of operations. Otherwise, mayhem occurs. And, well, speaking of mayhem, I'm going to upload this, and you can go to part 2 if you want to see some more on evaluating expressions using order of operations, and a little bit on some algebraic patterning.